Top 9 female weaknesses every man must know psychology tricks. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. Understanding women can often feel like navigating a maze. But what if I told you that there are certain emotional truths that every man should understand? Whether you're in a relationship, considering one, or simply aiming to improve your connection with the women around you, knowing these psychological insights can be incredibly valuable. Women are not just complex, they are multidimensional. Beneath each layer lie unique desires, needs, and vulnerabilities that, when understood, can deepen your bond. Ready to discover the emotional intricacies that shape their world? Let's explore the most important psychological traits every man should be aware of. 1. The need for protection. In a world full of challenges, there's something every woman yearns for, an unspoken, almost instinctual need that runs deep beneath the surface of her independence and strength: the desire for protection. It's not about weakness or fragility. It's about craving the safety that comes from knowing there's someone who will stand by her side when the world feels overwhelming. Even the most confident and assertive women carry this need, though they often hide it beneath a tough exterior. You may not even realize it, but every woman, no matter how self-assured, needs to feel protected emotionally, mentally, and yes, even physically. And when you understand this deep need, you unlock one of the most powerful psychology tricks in understanding female psychology. This isn't about coddling, it's about creating a secure space where she can truly be herself, flaws and all. The need for protection isn't just about defending her from external dangers. It's about providing her emotional shelter, a place where she can lay down her guard without fear of judgment. She needs someone who will listen, someone who will show up when she's struggling, not to fix her problems, but to stand beside her as she faces them. In relationships, a woman doesn't just crave a partner who is strong in moments of crisis, but one who can also offer subtle forms of emotional reassurance. Think of the simple, quiet moments where your presence means everything, whether it's a touch, a word of support, or a reassuring gesture. These moments of emotional protection go much further than grand displays of strength. They remind her that she's not alone, that someone has her back, and that she can be vulnerable without fear. Let's take an example. Picture a woman who's been shouldering the weight of the world all day. She's been working hard, maybe balancing her career, her family, and everything else life throws her way. By the time she comes home, she's exhausted, mentally drained, and emotionally spent. She doesn't need you to fix her problems. She doesn't need a detailed plan to solve everything. What she craves is your presence. She needs to feel safe in your arms, knowing that no matter how tough the world gets, you're there to offer support, whether that's a comforting hug, a listening ear, or simply sitting quietly together. That's the protection she craves. And believe it or not, this is one of the most profound psychology tricks to understanding female psychology. It's not about swooping in with dramatic gestures, but about showing up in those small, meaningful moments. And here's where you need to understand. This desire for protection goes hand in hand with the deeper needs of how to fall in love. Women fall in love not just because of a man's charm or ability to make them laugh, but because they feel safe with him. They need to know that they can trust him not just with their hearts, but with their fears, their vulnerabilities, and their emotions. When a woman feels protected in this way, she feels valued and secure. She can relax and let her guard down. The weight of the world doesn't feel as heavy when she has someone there to help carry it, even if it's just in spirit. So, what does this mean for you? You must realize that offering protection is more than just a physical act. It's about creating an emotional fortress where she feels valued, listened to, and supported. Don't mistake her need for protection as a sign of weakness. It's a vital part of the intricate dance of female psychology. Remember, every woman wants to feel safe enough to be vulnerable. She wants a partner who can help her face the storm, not just stand in the background. This is the kind of emotional strength that builds lasting, meaningful connections, and understanding this need is a powerful step toward understanding how to fall in love. You might be thinking, I can't always be the protector. But that's not the point. It's not about being her savior every time. It's about consistently showing up, proving through your actions that she has a safe place with you. Protection isn't just about shielding her from danger, it's about providing a refuge where she knows she's supported, no matter what life throws at her. And this, my friend, is where the magic lies. Understand this psychology trick, embrace it, and watch how it transforms your relationship. 2. The desire to be loved unconditionally. Listen up, gentlemen, because here's a secret every high value man needs to understand if he wants to attract women and elevate his masculine energy. Women are not just looking for love, they are desperate for unconditional love. And no, this isn't some fairy tale nonsense. This is an emotional truth that can make or break your relationship. So, what does unconditional love really mean? It means loving her without any strings attached. It's not about admiring her for her looks, applauding her achievements, or focusing on how much she brings to the table. No, it's about accepting her, flaws and all, embracing her insecurities, and making her feel like she's enough just as she is. There's a difference between loving someone and loving them unconditionally. If you want to be a high value man who stands out, you need to provide her with the latter. Unconditional love doesn't depend on the good times. Here's the thing. Women want more than the romance novels and the perfect Instagram moments. They want love that's solid when the world isn't. They need to know that when they're not looking their best, when the stress of life has them in knots, or when their fears are screaming louder than their dreams, you'll still be there. That's what makes a man truly attractive, his ability to stand by her no matter what. Don't make the mistake of only showing affection when everything's perfect. A relationship without unconditional love is like a house built on sand. It will crumble when a storm hits. Be the man who stays in the rain, who understands that love isn't just for the sunny days. It's easy to love someone when they're at their best, when everything's going smoothly. But unconditional love is about supporting them during the tough times. It's holding them tight when they feel insecure, giving them space when they're overwhelmed, and showing up when they feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. No conditions, no expectations. Now let's get one thing straight. Unconditional love doesn't mean letting her walk all over you or tolerating mistreatment. But it does mean that you don't judge her for her mistakes or imperfections. That's the key. Women often get caught up in the pressure to be perfect, to look a certain way, perform at a certain level, or even meet certain expectations. But here's the truth, fellas. She doesn't need your judgment. She needs your acceptance. Think about it. The world is full of critics, and women are tired of hearing what they should be, how they should act, and how they should look. Don't be a critic. Be her safe place. Your love should feel like a shelter, a place where she can take off her armor and just be. This will create the kind of relationship where trust and security thrive. When she knows you love her unconditionally, it frees her from the pressure to be perfect, and that's when she will truly blossom. The power of small gestures. Let's talk about the little things. This is where the magic happens. A simple compliment, a surprise hug, a kind word, or even just being there when she needs you can go a long way. These things may seem small, but they make her feel seen and appreciated for who she truly is. Not for her accomplishments, not for her looks, but for her soul. That's what unconditional love looks like. A series of moments that say, I love you not because of what you do, but because of who you are. When a woman knows she's loved for herself and not for the roles she plays or the achievements she can list, something amazing happens. She begins to trust you more. She feels more secure, and that security allows her to open up emotionally. She's no longer trying to prove anything to you. She's simply being herself. And that, my friend, is when the real connection begins. A relationship built on trust and acceptance. If you want a relationship that stands the test of time, unconditional love is the foundation. This doesn't mean ignoring the issues or letting things slide when necessary. It means that even when things go wrong, you're still there. It means loving her through the struggles and imperfections, not demanding she be flawless. You must understand that this kind of love isn't about fixing her, but about providing a safe space for her to grow and evolve. When a woman feels truly accepted for who she is, she can unleash her full potential. Your role as a man, as a high value man is to provide that acceptance. Without it, she'll always feel like she's walking on eggshells, worried about being judged or criticized. In a world where women are constantly told what they should be, a man who loves them unconditionally stands out like a beacon of light. You must be that beacon. Show her that no matter what, she's enough. Remind her every day that she's valued for exactly who she is. And when you do this, you'll be amazed at how much stronger your relationship becomes. Trust, intimacy, and connection will flourish. In conclusion, gentlemen, if you want to attract women and build a meaningful, long lasting relationship, you must embrace the power of unconditional love. It's not about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's about being there for her, accepting her flaws, and providing a love that never wavers, no matter what. So, be the man who loves unconditionally and watch how your relationship transforms. Don't settle for anything less. 3. The insecurity about physical appearance. In today's world, one truth remains undeniable. Women, no matter how confident they seem, often battle insecurity about their physical appearance. Even the most self assured woman will experience moments of self doubt about her looks, age, or body. This is the harsh reality. Society's unrelenting beauty standards, amplified by the flood of perfect images on social media, pressurize women to measure up to impossible ideals. You see, no matter how strong a woman may appear, when she gazes into the mirror, she may see the marks of aging, the weight she's gained, or imperfections that society magnifies. Even a woman with a successful career and a seemingly perfect life can be trapped in moments of vulnerability. But let me tell you, this is not a weakness. It is a reflection of the enormous pressure they are under. This is the reality. You, as her partner, must understand this deeply and rise above simple compliments. True beauty is not just skin deep, it is a reflection of an iron mind and an unwavering spirit. This is what you must reinforce in her mind. You must remind her that her worth is not defined by what society says or by her appearance in the mirror, but by the depth of her inner strength, her kindness, and the wisdom she carries. Help her focus on what truly matters, her resilience, the love she shares, the strength she brings to every situation. When you show her this, you are helping her cultivate a sense of self-worth based not on fleeting external validation, but on her own intrinsic value. And in doing so, her beauty will radiate from within. This is the power you must bring to your relationship. Do not be fooled into thinking that the surface is what matters. The true measure of a woman's strength lies in her mind, and when she knows her worth, she will shine brighter than any superficial standard. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that external validation is fleeting and hollow. Real victory comes when we win the battle of the mind. Help her embrace this Stoic truth. True beauty is something far deeper. When you encourage her to rise above her insecurities, to adopt the power of an iron mind, she will realize that her true value lies not in her appearance, but in her heart and her soul. And when she conquers that inner battle, she will emerge more confident, more radiant, and stronger than ever. This is the essence of victory, both for her and for you. Teach her that strength, beauty, and confidence all start from within. As a man, you must lead by example. Embrace Stoicism. Show her how to win the inner battle, and together you will conquer the world, transcending the superficial and creating something far more powerful. Do this, and you will see the radiance that comes when a woman feels secure in herself, knowing her true beauty is found in her mind, her heart, and her spirit. That's where the true victory lies. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am beautiful from within, and my true worth lies in my strength, my heart, and my spirit. Let's remind ourselves and others that real beauty shines from within. Together, we'll embrace inner strength and confidence, no matter the external pressures. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. 4. Difficulty in opening up. Every man who truly wants to understand the complexities of women needs to appreciate one thing. The art of patience when it comes to opening up. Female psychology is fascinating, yet often layered with complexity. Women, despite their immense emotional depth and capacity for love, often find it difficult to share their innermost feelings. This emotional hesitancy isn't because they lack trust in others. Rather, it's a built-in defense mechanism born from past emotional wounds or fears of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. That's the core of one of their most vulnerable weaknesses, their difficulty in opening up. You must understand, this doesn't mean they don't want to share. It simply means they need to feel truly safe and secure before exposing their emotions. This is where psychology tricks and knowledge of how to fall in love can come into play. Don't mistake her reluctance to open up as indifference or disinterest. It's far from it. Women, when guarded, tend to protect their hearts like a fortress. The walls they build aren't necessarily permanent, but they require patience, understanding, and emotional intelligence to break down. The more a man understands female psychology and the deep emotional layers that come with it, the more likely he'll create an environment where she feels encouraged to be vulnerable. When trust hasn't fully been established, don't push her to reveal everything at once. Instead, give her the space to unfold at her own pace. That's how you can show her your true emotional availability and allow her to start letting her guard down. Remember, women who have been emotionally scarred, perhaps by betrayal or loss, often face greater difficulty in opening up. It's like holding a delicate, precious object, one wrong move, and it might shatter. That is the core of her hesitation, the fear of being vulnerable again and getting hurt. Imagine a woman who has experienced betrayal in a previous relationship where her trust was broken and her emotions trampled upon. Even in a new, seemingly safe relationship, she will instinctively hold back her fears, hopes, and desires. She may want to share her true self, but the lingering doubt of whether she can truly trust you keeps her in emotional lockdown. This is where your understanding of female psychology and your patience can make a massive difference. You must be aware that emotional vulnerability, for many women, isn't something that happens overnight. It's a gradual, careful process, a dance of give and take. By being emotionally available, showing genuine empathy, and, most importantly, offering her psychological safety, you make her feel more secure in revealing her most intimate thoughts and feelings. Once she begins to trust you, that's when you'll experience the depth of her emotions and the true beauty of a relationship, a connection that goes beyond the superficial and into the heart of what it means to truly understand her. Don't rush the process. Be the man who offers a safe harbor, not the one who demands immediate emotional disclosure. As you allow her the space to open up, you'll start to see how deeply she cares, how thoughtful her emotions are, and how much potential there is for your bond to grow stronger. When she feels supported and understood, she will eventually trust you enough to show her true self, and that's when the magic of your relationship will deepen. That is the secret to how to fall in love with someone on a level that goes beyond what words can express. And when she opens up, it's not just a sharing of emotions, but a trust that takes time and emotional intelligence to build. In short, understand her struggle, respect her emotional barriers, and be patient. Show her that you're the kind of man who will be there through the good and the bad, without judgment. Only then will she truly let her guard down, and the emotional connection you share will become more profound than anything you could have imagined. This is not just a trick, it's understanding the psychology of how women think, how they process their feelings, and most importantly, how they need to feel safe before they can truly open their hearts. So, be patient and let her emotions unfold naturally. This will lay the foundation for a relationship built on trust and emotional depth, where love and understanding are the key components. 5. The need for attention and appreciation. Every woman, no matter how independent or confident she may seem, shares one common, undeniable need: attention and appreciation. And before you dismiss it as something trivial or unnecessary, hear me out. It's not about constant validation or seeking admiration for the sake of it. It's much deeper than that. It's about her desire to feel seen, recognized, and valued for who she is and what she does. Whether it's in the office, at home, or in the world, she wants to know that her efforts don't go unnoticed. Let's face it, the world can be a cold, indifferent place. And sometimes, amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, a woman might feel like she's blending into the background. When she starts to feel invisible in the relationships that matter most to her, self-doubt creeps in. Her worth gets questioned, not just by the people around her, but by herself. She wonders, am I even making a difference? Does anyone see the work I'm putting in? But here's the truth. You, as a high-value man, can be the key to changing that. And no, it doesn't mean you need to shower her with grand, over-the-top gestures every day. The real secret lies in the small, genuine affirmations that say, I see you. I value you. The real magic happens in the simple compliments, the thoughtful gestures, and the acknowledgement of her efforts, even when they seem unnoticed. These things are what truly make her thrive. Here's the deal. Women are emotional creatures, and no matter how strong or capable they need to feel heard, seen, and appreciated. Think of it like fuel for the soul. You don't have to go all out like a movie hero, but a few kind words or actions that show her you appreciate her efforts can go a long way in keeping her emotionally balanced and healthy. Take, for example, a woman who's balancing it all. She's crushing it in her career, managing the household, and somehow still finding time for her passions and interests. Sounds like a superhero, right? But here's the catch. If she's doing all this without so much as a thank you or a you're doing great, she's probably starting to feel worn out. Yes, she's handling it with grace, but the emotional exhaustion builds up. She might not show it right away, but over time, the lack of appreciation starts to take a toll. And guess what? You, as a high-value man, can change that. A simple thank you or I see how hard you're working can completely change the game. It's that acknowledgement, that little recognition that tells her, I see the effort you're putting in and it matters. It's these moments of appreciation that remind her that she's not invisible, not alone in her struggles. It's like a warm embrace for the soul. And that, my friend, is the key to unlocking her heart. But don't wait for her to drop hints. Be proactive. A woman will never say, hey, I need more appreciation. It's something she hopes you'll understand without saying it out loud. You must become someone who recognizes when she's been putting in the hard work, and you should be the first to acknowledge it. Imagine how powerful it will feel when she knows that you, as a man with true masculine energy, are always in tune with her needs. In fact, when you show regular recognition and appreciation, you're doing more than just making her feel good. You're strengthening your relationship, and you're building a stronger bond that goes beyond the superficial. The confidence you inspire in her through genuine appreciation will make her feel like she can conquer the world. You're not just boosting her self-esteem, you're fueling her inner fire. Now, I know you might be thinking, does this really matter? Isn't it all about being a high-value man, showing strength and confidence? Absolutely. But the most powerful masculine energy is not about dominating or being aloof. True masculinity involves emotional intelligence, knowing when to step in with that much-needed support and understanding. And that's what a high-value man does. He attracts women not by force, but through his awareness of their needs. If you want to attract women, don't just rely on your looks, status, or charm. That's nice, but it's the emotional connection that will make her stay. When you take the time to show gratitude and appreciation, you're making her feel like she's a valuable partner, not just an accessory to your life. Be the man who makes her feel seen and heard. And when she feels seen and heard, something beautiful happens. Her energy shifts. Instead of feeling depleted, she will feel empowered and inspired to keep contributing her best. The relationship becomes a two-way street of support, where both of you feel valued and appreciated. In short, if you want to maintain a fulfilling, long-lasting connection, it's simple. Never underestimate the power of recognition. Don't just think of it as a nice thing to do. It's a necessity in any meaningful relationship. And if you truly want to attract and keep the woman who is your equal, you must make her feel appreciated. Be the man who acknowledges her worth, and you'll see her love for you grow stronger by the day. 6. The fear of abandonment. The fear of abandonment is one of the most profound and insidious emotional challenges women face in relationships, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. It's a fear that runs deep, rooted in their primal need for emotional security. Though many women may present a confident exterior, beneath the surface lies the constant, gnawing fear that at any moment, the one they trust most might walk away. This fear doesn't always show itself in obvious ways. It might manifest as jealousy, clinginess, or even emotional withdrawal. At its core, it's not about controlling behavior. It's about the need for reassurance and the desire for a safe, unshakable bond. This fear is often the shadow of past betrayals, rejections, or losses, whether from a past relationship, family struggles, or even childhood wounds. The result is a subconscious longing for safety and unwavering commitment. Women need to feel that no matter what happens, their partner will stand by them, that they are not alone in this emotional world. Imagine a woman who has endured the pain of a devastating breakup or suffered emotional neglect in a previous relationship. In her current situation, even though everything seems to be going well, she might still feel a creeping unease when there is silence, a lack of communication, or when she senses distance from her partner. It's not a reflection of the present relationship. It's a remnant of the past, this quiet terror that abandonment could strike again. As a partner, understanding this fear is crucial. It's about offering steady reassurance, showing unwavering commitment, and being present, even in those quieter, more still moments. Your consistency, your iron mind, will create the stability she craves and build the trust that forms the foundation of lasting love. Remind her, through your actions, that the past is not the present and that her safety within your partnership is not in question. There's power in showing, time and again, that you will not abandon her. That steadiness, that reliability, forms the cornerstone of a relationship where both parties feel secure and loved. In the words of Stoic philosophy, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, and your ability to help her conquer this fear through your unwavering presence will bring you both closer, cementing a bond that is unbreakable. Build this security with an iron mind, constantly reaffirming your loyalty and commitment, just as the Stoics would advise in the face of adversity. This is how you win. You win with emotional consistency. You win by offering peace of mind. You win by mastering your own fear of uncertainty and providing the strength that comes from your emotional steadiness. This is Stoicism in action. A strong, unshakable presence is your greatest weapon. Never falter. If you're reading this, you're already on the path to becoming a man who understands deeper emotional truths. Most men never reach this point. They remain unaware, disconnected, and unsure. But you have the power to offer the emotional stability and reassurance that every woman deeply craves. Comment below with, "I will be the rock she needs, unwavering and strong." Let's see you take action and commit to becoming that steady presence in your relationships. 7. High sensitivity. In the world of relationships, one psychological trick that often catches men off guard is the high sensitivity that many women possess. It's not a weakness, gentlemen. It's a reflection of how deeply they experience emotions and connections. Female psychology shows us that women are wired to feel both the highs and lows with a unique intensity. While this emotional depth can make them incredibly intuitive, it also makes them more vulnerable to emotional wounds. A simple comment, perhaps made in passing, can cut deeper than you might expect, leaving a lasting impact. That compliment you give might light up her world, but a minor critique? It can stay with her for hours or even days. It's crucial to recognize that when a woman reacts emotionally, it's not always an overreaction. It's a raw response to her deeply connected emotional nature. Here's the thing, many men don't fully understand this sensitivity and may wrongly perceive a woman as being overly dramatic or touchy. You might say something like, "You're looking a little heavier today," or "You could have done that differently," with absolutely no ill intention. However, in her mind, those words linger far longer than you'd expect, sometimes overshadowing all the positive things that were said. This happens because her emotional wiring is simply different. Where you might brush off a comment, she feels it. That's female psychology at work. It's not weakness. It's a reflection of the depth of her emotional capacity and the importance she places on emotional connections. You must realize that women don't just hear words, they feel them. So, how do you deal with this, guys? It's simple. Approach her with kindness, empathy, and a heightened awareness of her feelings. Every word you say carries weight, so be mindful of her emotional state and never underestimate the power of reassurance. When she's upset, don't dismiss it or brush it off. Understand that this is a moment where you can truly bond. You have the opportunity to show her that you're there for her emotionally, not just physically. The psychological trick here is to nurture her emotional sensitivity, turning what could feel like a challenge into an opportunity to deepen the connection you share. You must be the rock she can lean on when those waves of emotion roll in. If you offer reassurance, if you listen and validate her feelings, you will create a bond that transcends superficial interactions. Now, this doesn't mean walking on eggshells all the time, but it does mean being attuned to her emotional frequency. It's a simple yet powerful way to keep the emotional harmony intact in a relationship. After all, this heightened sensitivity is part of what makes women who they are: compassionate, deep, and deeply connected to those around them. And understanding it gives you a major edge in navigating her emotions. This is a classic example of how knowing a little about female psychology and employing some basic psychology tricks can help you foster a relationship that thrives on mutual respect, emotional understanding, and genuine love. You must remember that knowing how to fall in love isn't just about romantic gestures or grand declarations. It's about tuning into each other on an emotional level and showing that you care in every word, every gesture, and every moment. So be mindful, be empathetic, and above all, never underestimate the power of emotional sensitivity in the women you love. 8. Over self-sacrifice. Over self-sacrifice, what could seem like the noblest of acts, can be one of the most harmful traps many women unknowingly fall into. It's a trait so deeply ingrained in the female psyche that it often goes unnoticed, even by the woman herself. The tendency to put everyone else's needs above her own, to give until there's nothing left to give, might seem like selflessness at its finest, but make no mistake, this is a perilous road. You must understand this. Burnout, resentment, and feelings of being undervalued are not far behind. Take a moment and think about how often women are socialized to care for others. From a young age, they're taught to nurture, to provide emotional support, to be the caretaker. In romantic relationships, this manifests as a woman taking on a disproportionate amount of responsibility, whether it's managing the household, taking care of children, or emotionally supporting her partner. She may do it all, but as she carries this load, her own emotional and physical needs get buried under the weight of it all. And that, my friend, is where the cracks begin to show. That is where the subtle yet destructive force of over self-sacrifice starts to chip away at her happiness and well-being. Think of it this way: a woman is like a pitcher of water. She pours out her time, energy, and love into everyone else around her. But what happens when that pitcher is empty and she's given out all she has? That's right, she's drained. Yet, many women won't ask for help. Why? Because they believe it's their responsibility to hold everything together. It's as if they feel guilty for needing rest or care. And here's the kicker: when they're constantly running on empty, they can't help but feel resentful. They feel unseen, like their needs don't matter as much as everyone else's. This is when things start to break down. Imagine the scenario: she works long hours at a high-stress job, comes home, and still manages to take care of the house. She's like a superhero, right? But in reality, she's a woman in desperate need of support, recognition, and, yes, self-care. The weight of the world is on her shoulders, and yet, she doesn't ask for help. This becomes a dangerous cycle. She feels unappreciated. She feels invisible. Her own emotional needs are pushed so far down that even she doesn't recognize them anymore. Eventually, she starts resenting her partner. And why wouldn't she? She's been giving everything and receiving nothing in return. Now, let's get this straight. If you're a high-value man, you must not only recognize these signs, but also act on them. It's essential to understand that a woman's over self sacrifice can be a silent cry for help. You can't just stand back and let this cycle continue. You must take the initiative. Be the one to share the load. This is where masculine energy comes into play. A true high value man doesn't just attract women with charm or status, he attracts them by being emotionally intelligent and supportive. He knows when to step in and offer help without being asked. He knows that a woman's needs are just as important as anyone else's, and he supports her in prioritizing her own well being. Here's the thing, you must remind her, gently but firmly, that her needs matter too. You have to encourage her to take time for herself, to replenish the emotional reserves she's been neglecting. Do not let her feel guilty about taking a break. Show her that it's not just okay to care for herself, it's necessary. This will not only help her, but will also strengthen your relationship in the long run. It's a win-win. Now, don't get it twisted. This is not about being a hero or savior. No, this is about being a partner. A high-value man recognizes the importance of balance in a relationship. He doesn't let his partner drown in self-sacrifice while he stands idly by. You must be her ally in the battle against burnout and exhaustion. Offer emotional support, share responsibilities, and, most importantly, let her know that she's valued, not just for what she does for others, but for who she is as a person. And if you want to truly attract women and build a meaningful, lasting relationship, you must be aware of these emotional dynamics. Embrace your masculine energy in a way that provides care and security, not just in terms of physical support, but also emotional. Women aren't looking for someone who simply takes care of them physically. They want someone who will help them take care of themselves mentally and emotionally. So, here's the bottom line. Don't let her carry the weight of the world alone. Recognize when she's giving too much, and don't wait for her to ask for help. Be the one who steps in and shows her that her needs matter. Help her prioritize her self-care and watch your connection grow stronger. That's the mark of a high-value man, someone who understands the balance of give and take in a relationship. A man who is not afraid to offer support and stand alongside a woman, ensuring that both their emotional well-being thrives. Remember, you don't just want to attract women, you want to build a relationship based on mutual care, respect, and understanding. When you become this kind of partner, you don't just attract women, you attract the right woman. 9. The need for emotional connection. In the realm of relationships, one of the most vital and often overlooked needs women have is a deep emotional connection. While physical attraction and companionship are important, it is the emotional bond that truly sustains and elevates a relationship. Women crave a connection that makes them feel understood, valued, and seen for who they are at their core. It's not just about sharing experiences, it's about truly comprehending each other's dreams, fears, and innermost feelings. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions abound, you must recognize the power of emotional intimacy in fostering genuine trust and connection. A woman wants a partner who listens, not just hears, but actively listens, who makes an effort to understand her struggles, her aspirations, and her soul. Imagine this. Your partner has had a taxing day, and though she may not want to elaborate on every detail, what she needs most is someone to be there, to listen without judgment, and to offer empathy, not solutions. This is the power of emotional connection. It is the difference between just being together and truly being with someone. You must make her feel heard, appreciated, and emotionally safe, for that's what strengthens the bond. In relationships, this deep emotional tie is not a luxury, it is a necessity. If you're looking to build a lasting, powerful connection, you need to prioritize these intimate moments. Show her you are present. Engage in meaningful conversations. Provide her with the comfort of knowing that she can count on you, no matter the distance or circumstances. This isn't about fixing everything. It's about offering emotional support. By doing this, you will create an environment where trust flourishes and the relationship grows stronger. This is the essence of Stoicism, developing an iron mind to recognize that true emotional connection is the foundation of lasting relationships. Never forget, as Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you approach your relationship with an understanding and empathic mindset, grounded in Stoic wisdom, you will not only master your emotions, but elevate the emotional connection with your partner. Don't ever underestimate the power of simply being there. Emotional connection is the quiet force that keeps a relationship alive, vibrant, and meaningful. So let's make it a priority. Let's build that connection, brick by brick, moment by moment. An emotionally connected relationship isn't just something you want, it's something you must have. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that emotional mastery is the key to inner peace and external success. In relationships, you must wield this knowledge with strength, creating a fortress of trust and connection. Mastering the art of emotional availability will make you an irreplaceable part of her life. So, let's cultivate that emotional bond. You need to make it a daily practice to listen, to be present, and to nurture this powerful connection, for that's how you win in life and love. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed today's deep dive into the emotional landscape of women. Now that you've uncovered these powerful insights, it's time to take action. Remember, this isn't about manipulating anyone, it's about building a deeper, more genuine connection with the women you care about. By recognizing and respecting these emotional truths, you can create trust, offer real support, and ultimately strengthen your relationships. If anything in this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share how these insights have shaped your understanding. And don't forget to stay tuned for more tips. The more you understand, the stronger your connections will be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.